Welcome and thank you for tuning into the Engineered Food Podcast. So you're asking yourself right now, another podcast about food? What makes this worth the next 2 minutes of my life? Just kill me. Well, it's simple. This is a different approach to thinking about food and what makes it appealing to all of us. I'm a real engineer, the Bachelor of Science type. I love to cook, and frankly, that makes me just as qualified as 90% of all of the other foodies out there that offer their opinions about food and what makes it great. So to get started, we're going to focus on everybody's favorite food, Mexican, and the absolute most popular appetizer, cheese nachos. So over the next several podcasts, I'll be visiting local Mexican restaurants, seeking to understand what characteristics make their food, and in particular their nachos, appealing. I hope that an engineer's approach to evaluating food in this way is going to help you find a rewarding culinary experience based on the food facts presented here. So let's get started. 2022, and we visited El Zarape Mexican restaurant in Bowling Green, Ohio. We arrived at the restaurant on a busy Friday night, ordered our food, and within minutes it appeared in front of us. The first impression of the plate was not the most impressive, but if you remember back to when you microwaved American cheese slices on top of Doritos in your Amana microwave, it was a crazy, convenient way to have nachos, and in fact, this reminded me of, such a plate. The chips are homemade and crispy, and the liquid cheese didn't really cling to the chip, but nonetheless, it was tasty and had enough spice to make a sip of margarita to follow each bite just what the doctor ordered. So as chips go, this is your standard chip size, about 2.5 inches wide, just enough room for a plentiful amount of cheese to accumulate on top. It's really not much more to the chip than that. The thickness is predominantly the thickness of the tortilla itself, with just a thin coating of cheese on top. That thin coating of cheese has its advantages. It doesn't make the chip soggy, so you get a nice crisp crunch with really every bite. Okay, so here's the summary. This is a no-frills nacho experience that feels like you're sitting around the table with friends at the kitchen table. The chips are normal size, allowing a single chip to be consumed in a single bite, and the white cheese is slightly viscous. This is where I convince you that I'm a real engineer by using terms like this. Bottom line, would I come back again? You bet. And would I order these nachos? Absolutely. In addition, the frozen margaritas were generous in size and strength, and the restrooms were among the best that I've visited, clean and fresh. For a Mexican restaurant, nothing is better. Congratulations, El Zarape. I'll be back. I hope you will too. The Engineered Food Podcast is brought to you by Doritos.